Want to stop putting your dreams on hold so you can finally live the creative life you crave? In this video, I'm going to guide you through a process that's going to help you uncover the real reasons you keep putting your dreams on hold and how you can stop doing that ASAP. You're also going to learn an extremely powerful yet mind-blowingly simple method used by performers, speakers, creatives of all types, professional athletes, to help them prepare to take action with confidence and ease. And I guarantee you're going to be surprised and delighted by how simple this method is, and you can start using it today. I'm Jill Allison Bryan, Master Creativity Coach and founder of Creative Oasis Coaching. Since 2008, I've helped thousands of multi-passionate creatives all around the world to bring their creative dreams to life with joy and confidence and ease. And now it's your turn. So grab your journal and something to write with, and let's dive in. Your creative dream has been calling to you for a long time now. You've known for ages that you want something more from your creative life, something that's all yours, something that brings you a sense of purpose and fulfillment and joy. Whether you want to write your book, make art, start a business, record a podcast, design your dream space, whatever it is that your creative dream has been, it's just not happening. And the only way to break the patterns that have held you back for so long and finally move forward is to really shine a light on what's holding you back so you can work with it. And that's what we're about to do together. And let me assure you, as uncomfortable as it might be at first, uncovering the truth of why you've allowed your creative dreams to remain on hold for so long is going to set you free. I'm going to share a series of questions with you and ask you to write your answers down for each one. Now, of course, there's absolutely no right or wrong answers to these questions because your answers are going to be uniquely your own based on your personal creative situation and circumstances. That being said, there are actually preferred ways to go about answering these questions, and here's what I mean by that. First, you may be tempted to skip writing down the answers altogether and simply think about your answers. And I want to encourage you to not do this. I want to encourage you to grab a pen and a paper and your journal and write your answers by hand. Here's why. If you choose to not write them down and just think about them, you're only going to be adding to the multitude of thoughts and ideas that are already whirling around in your mind. Moving the possibilities from your mind down to the page by writing your answers by hand will really feel clarifying. You're going to be able to work with them, see them, view them, and think about them in a different way when you can see them instead of just having them whirl around your mind. Secondly, I want to invite you to write down your answers as quickly and as intuitively as possible. This is so you don't give yourself time to overthink, overanalyze, and move away from those truths that bubble up to the surface right off the bat. Most of us are really good at rationalizing our current situation, and this really only serves to keep us stuck right where we are. But by writing down the first thoughts that come to you, by hand, quickly and intuitively, it's going to help you to bypass rationalization as you uncover these thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back so that you and I can work with them in the rest of this video to transform them or release them altogether. Okay, let's start with question 1. Okay, here's the first question I have for you to ask yourself. When did I last put myself and my creative dreams first? For many of the people I've coached and worked with over the years, the answer is, I can't remember. Like my client Sheila, who for her entire adult life worked a 9-to-5 job, was married, raised her children, and now, even in retirement, found herself taking care of her mother and her grandmother and still putting herself last on the list. Or Kay, who had left her dream career on the back burner to help her now ex-husband to build his business, and who even after their divorce had been so focused on being able to provide for and raise her kids and keep her head above water that she hadn't had the time or energy to even think about herself or her dream life. Does this sound familiar? By the way, if what you learned today is resonating with you, please do me a favor and give it a quick like so I can create even more content like this to help you. Okay, question number 2 is, when I think about moving forward with my creative dreams today, what's the first thought that comes to me? If your thought is something along the lines of, I don't know how to start, you're not alone. When you've been moving through life day after day, doing what others have told you they think you should be doing, or doing what you think you need to be doing for other people, you're keeping all the plates spinning for everyone else in your life, your boss, your family, your friends, you've never had the time or energy to think about what you actually want and what a creative dream life could look for you or how to begin it. But don't worry, because by the end of this video, you're actually going to be starting to take inspired action in the direction of your dream. So question 3 is, what do I think will happen if I fail? Unexamined thoughts about all the different ways that we might fail is a reason why many of us don't ever begin. When we let them live rent-free in our minds, we give those fear-fueled failure thoughts, say that 5 times fast, so much power over our actions that we don't even realize it. And that's how they contribute to our staying stuck. We can quickly hop from something like, I really want to write a book, to I don't know how, to no one will care what I have to say, to never mind, I'm too busy anyway. So quick it makes your head spin. But again, let me remind you, this is why we're answering these questions head on, to help you finally take a look at them and move forward. Rather than letting those failure scenarios remain swirling around in your mind and holding you back, we're shining a light on them, writing them down and looking at them so we can work with them. And when you do this, it's the first step to taking your power back. Question number 4 is, what do I think will happen if I succeed? Now, counterintuitively, even our thoughts about success can keep us stuck without the time and space and guidance to examine them and work with them. Now, you may think, but Jill, of course, I want to succeed. Who doesn't want to succeed? Yet under the surface, thoughts may bubble up like, well, if I succeed, my partner's gonna not like it if I'm more successful than they are. Oh, or something along the lines of, I won't have as much time for my friends and family if I go all in as a writer, or if my book gets published, my family's going to be furious with me for telling our story publicly. So in these ways, fear of success is tied to what in your mind may feel like very real consequences. So again, you don't take action and you stay stuck. On the other hand, there's another way you might use success against yourself, by putting undue pressure on the need to succeed. As in, you may be thinking things like, if I'm successful, then I'll finally be happy. Then I'll finally be secure. I'll finally feel loved. You fill in the blank. This is not empowering, because the thought that you're having is actually, I must succeed or I'll never be happy, secure, or loved. So once again, taking this time to examine those thoughts that pop up about success most quickly is going to help you stop holding yourself back. Question number 5, what do I think will happen if I don't try at all? Now, answering this question can feel like a little bit of a gut punch, because it forces us to look head on at a very real possibility that we may never do this creative thing that we want to do. So whether it's open up an Etsy shop or a yoga studio or a bakery or start a band or a blog or an improv group, coming face to face with this idea of never, capital N-E-V-E-R, never, making it happen is a wake-up call. And taking an honest look at your response to this also gives you valuable information as to whether or not you really want to move forward. I'll share an example from my own life. For years, way back since my days as a performing singer-songwriter, I've had the idea for a musical I might like to write. Yet when I answer this particular question, I know pretty quickly that though I still love the idea and it energizes me a little bit, in truth, I don't have a burning desire to make it happen, and I'm really comfortable with it living on my future someday maybe list right now. On the other hand, when I think about expanding my Creative Oasis coaching business, helping more and more multi-passionate creatives living around the world to make their creative dreams come true by growing my YouTube channel, which is my current focus, the thought of not doing that at all makes my heart hurt. I can literally feel the sadness and regret wash in. So this is a great clue for me, right, as to how important this is to me and how dedicated I am to make it happen, thereby increasing the likelihood that I will. And the same is true for you. This is a great time to remind you, you are not alone. As you can see, I've been where you are. Many of my clients have been where you are. And I really want to just say congratulations on taking this brave and bold step in the direction of your dreams by daring to look head on at these thoughts and beliefs that are keeping you stuck where you are. Well done. I'm really proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself too. Now you have a much clearer idea as to why you've allowed your dreams to remain on hold for so long. Usually what we do is continue to allow our dreams to spin wildly on repeat in our brains. I call this the idea tornado. And then when they don't magically come to fruition, we feel frustrated and disheartened or disillusioned. And many times this is when we give up altogether. But you're not going to do that. And you want to know how I know? Because you're still here with me. You took the time to do some really courageous work today to explore what's under the surface by answering these prompts and to see head on what's holding you back, even though it may have felt uncomfortable. And good news is we're not going to stop there. We're going to keep going to the other side. We need to keep going so that I can teach you how to reframe some of these prompts just slightly to help shift your perspective and uncover thoughts and beliefs that are going to help you to take inspired action on your creative dreams. Some of that inspired action today. So by the way, I go into detail about learning how to change my perspective, helped me to change my life more than once and create major positive changes both professionally and personally in my creative life. It's one of the 5 free resources that you can access instantly inside my free Creative Oasis Jumpstart Bundle, and you can get that using the link in the description below. Okay, now let's dive back in and revisit these 5 questions with slight reframes to help you come up with solution-oriented answers. Again, a reminder, please handwrite your answers quickly and intuitively to come up with the solutions and the ideas and answers that are going to serve you. So the first reframed question is, what's one delightfully doable way I can put myself and my creative dreams first today? Spoiler alert, you already are. You're here with me. You're working through these prompts. That's amazing. Now, the term delightfully doable is my take on Kaizen, which is a Japanese term that means small steps to continuous improvement. By the way, you can check out one of my most popular workshops, Kaizen, a magical method for multi-passionate creatives, and learn all about delightfully doable steps and how to use them to help you move past procrastination, perfectionism, overwhelm, and inner critic voices when you use that link below to sign up for my free Creative Oasis Jumpstart Bundle. It's one of the 5 resources. Question number 2, what's one thought I'd love to have about my creative dream? Now, this allows your mind to stretch in the direction of what you desire and opens you up to the possibilities of what might actually happen. All the better if you choose a thought that feels available to you and not completely out of reach. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. One thought might be, everything I know how to do in my life right now, at one time I did not know how to do. I'm built to learn. Our brains are literally built to learn. That's one you can take with you. Another one might be, I feel happier and more fulfilled when I give myself permission to pursue my creative endeavors, and that benefits me and everyone in my life. Question number 3, what's within my control when I do fail? I love to remind myself and my clients all the time, you absolutely will fail or make mistakes or get tripped up along the way because you're a human. This is not a problem, especially when you practice intentionally learning from the things that don't go exactly as planned. Making mistakes and learning from them is how we grow and evolve, and it's not a reason to give up. This one mindset shift alone has kept me and countless of multi-passionate creatives moving forward and creating success after success after success because we've chosen ahead of time to expect failure as a normal part of the process and view it as not a problem and have a plan in place to learn from it. Question number 4, how do I choose to envision my success? Now I'm going to teach you that really magical method I promised that I'd share at the beginning of this video, and it's the one that's used by performers, high-level athletes, speakers, and all kinds of creatives to help them achieve their goals and reach their dreams. And you can use this method to practice imagining your future creative self reaping the benefits of starting and sticking with your creative projects, passions, and pursuits by envisioning the positive outcome you desire. Now, we tend to do the opposite of this on default, as you saw by answering the first 5 questions, but it's 100% possible to practice taking our minds to the success scenarios that we want instead. And each time we do, the part of our brain that makes new connections will start to do that and start to open up to the possibilities of hardwiring to what we want, what we envision our reality to be in the future. Instead of seeing it as impossible, we start to think of it as possible. This technique is called mind sculpting, and there's a load of scientific studies to back it up and the benefits of using it. Dr. Robert Maurer describes it like this in his book, Kaizen, How One Small Step Can Change Your Life. Mind sculpture, developed by Ian Robinson, is a technique where you pretend you're actually engaged in an action. Not just seeing, but hearing, tasting, smelling, and touching. People imagine the movement of their muscles and the rise and fall of their emotions. In one study, people who practiced a 5-finger piano exercise for 2 hours a day showed a similar increase in brain activity as those who performed the exercise solely in their imagination without ever touching a keyboard. You can add this tool, mind sculpting, to your kit as well. You can envision yourself being in the situation where you are experiencing joy and success with your creative endeavor from your point of view. So it's not like you're watching a movie of yourself. It's like you're seeing everything around you from your point of view. So I want you to close your eyes and in your mind's eye, imagine yourself in the setting of your creative dream. Maybe you're in a studio or on a stage or writing in your journal or sitting behind a microphone or in front of a canvas or teaching a workshop in front of a bunch of people. What are you wearing? Where are you? In what setting? Who else is there or are you alone? What's the temperature? How are you feeling? Are there any other sights, sounds, smells that you can imagine to paint this multi-sensory vision? Adding just 15 seconds of mind sculpting to envision yourself experiencing the joy and success of your creative dream is another really a great way to use delightfully doable steps. And you can start with this right away. And over time, using this simple but super powerful method, you're going to help your brain be on board with the creative dreams and the creative success and joy that you want. Okay, now we've come to the last question. 5, what if I give myself permission to make a decision right now? Now, this last prompt may be a little bit more challenging than the other ones that I've asked you to do today, but if you accept this challenge, you're going to save yourself weeks, months, or maybe even years of painful ruminating about whether or not it's time for you to actually go all in on your creative dreams. So if you had to choose between these 3 options right this minute, which would you choose? A, I refuse to choose. B, I choose to put this dream on hold for now. Or C, now is the time. I'm going all in. It's go time. Let's explore each of these possible options for you. If you go with A, I refuse to choose, you are, of course, an autonomous adult who can choose not to choose. That being said, I feel it's time to bust out a quote from the Rush song Free Will. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. By choosing not to make the decision, what you're really choosing is to continue spinning, ruminating, wondering, and second guessing. And once again, here's the reminder that all of those things take time and energy too. And that's time and energy that you could be spending and diverting to other more productive, satisfying, creative endeavors. That's A. B, I choose to put my dream on hold for now. Again, this might be the right answer for you. You can still love your creative ideas, but you could feel a lot better about intentionally putting them on hold rather than just letting them stay on hold and then judging yourself for it. You get to decide whether or not you put them on what I call my future someday maybe list for safekeeping. This means, again, that the time that you are wasting by beating yourself up or ping-ponging back and forth between should I, shouldn't I, is going to be yours to spend in other ways. I'll give you an example. A woman came to a workshop of mine last fall who really came to the conclusion when she was given these options that she was going to stop putting pressure on herself and beating herself up to make a big amount of art and create a body of work and find representation, because she's got about 6 months to a year left before she retires and she can really go all in on her creative dream. She said she felt such a sense of relief, and she could really see that nothing had gone wrong because she can still create art. She just doesn't have to put that pressure on herself that she'd been putting on herself to, again, create a big body of it, find somebody to represent her and a place to show it. And she knows that she will be doing that in the future. So if this is your choice to put your dream on hold, I really encourage you to have a future someday maybe list somewhere, whether it's a document on your computer, a page in your journal, even if it's just sticky notes in a box or a basket, that's all that you hold in there is your ideas for future someday maybe. Why? Because knowing that you have this place where your ideas are held and kept safe for you is actually going to put your mind at ease, and you can get back to living your life and stop fretting about what you're not doing until you decide that you're ready to make it happen. And then C, if your answer is now, it's go time. I choose to start right away. I'm tired of waiting. I refuse to put my dream on hold any longer. I'm going to go for it and make it happen. Fantastic. Listen, even if you don't know exactly how, and most of us don't know exactly how we're going to do it, we have to decide we want to do it before we learn how to do it. So simply by giving yourself permission that now is the time you're going to start, and you're going to move ahead, and you are going to give yourself permission to invest time and energy and resources to make it happen, that's the best thing you can do for yourself right now. You may have a long road ahead of you to get where you want to go, but the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And by deciding that you're finally ready to bring your creative dreams to life, you've taken the first step in that direction. So congratulations. I'm so thrilled for you, because I know from my own personal and professional creative successes, as well as all of those people that I've worked with since 2008, what is possible for you. And reminder, when you sign up for the Creative Oasis Jumpstart Bundle, be sure you check out the replay of the talk that I gave for the Dallas Creative Mornings chapter entitled Change Your Perspective, Change Your Life, where I go into some real detail about how I did that and how you can do that as well. You just use the link in the description below to have instant access to that. If at this point you are feeling really fired up and ready to go, then I invite you to book a complimentary one-on-one Creative Oasis Clarity call with me. Again, the link is in the description below. Together, we're going to walk through your creative dreams and uncover what's been holding you back. You can share with me what you discovered on today's call, and I will share with you the ways that I see you being able to move forward to bring your creative dreams to life with as much joy and ease and success as possible. That is always the goal. And then we can decide whether or not working together with me as your creativity coach is the best way for you to move forward and make these possibilities realities. Okay, you've successfully worked through this entire process. You've learned some new methods, you've made some decisions, and you feel more clear about what's coming for you in your creative dreams next. Congratulations. I'm really, really happy for you. And until next time, I'm going to leave you with my philosophy. When you say yes to bringing your creative dream to life and living the creative life you crave, you will be a happier, healthier, more fulfilled human, and the world will be a better, brighter place. See you next time.